House lawmakers today given access to an explosive four-page Intelligence Committee memo. We are told that it details FBI and Justice Department abuse of the FISA surveillance program. That's right, the one just reapproved by the House of Representatives and the Senate. Congressman Matt Gaetz, shocked at what he saw in the memo, is now calling for it to be made public.
The intelligence memo that we have just read is so alarming that it must be immediately disclosed to the American people. And the disclosure of this intelligence document must be a top priority for the country immediately. I cannot stress how important that is. Any American that would see this document would feel as though people like Rod Rosenstein and Bruce Orr need to be fired immediately.
Gaetz is one of four congressmen calling for the public release of that memo. The other congressmen include Mark Meadows, who's also the chairman of the Freedom Caucus, Congressman Jim Jordan, Congressman Scott Perry. Joining us tonight is Chris Farrell. He's Director of Investigations and Research for Judicial Watch. Chris, it is good to see you. Let's start with this four-page memo. To me, it is deeply troubling. I mean, it's so much better that we're getting much of this into the light, but so much remains behind closed doors and so dark after more than a year and a half of investigations, 6.5 years of total investigations by 5 committees, the special counsel, and of course the FBI.
This is a case, once again, of gross overclassification. I think if the American public knew what was in that memo, and they knew also the scope and the breadth of the abuse of various investigative techniques by law enforcement officers, particularly corrupt law enforcement officers, and I'm thinking of course, Mr. Strzok and others at the FBI, to include Mr. Comey, heads would roll. And I think that's exactly what Representative Gaetz was pointing out. The fact that this memo remains classified is wrong. I agree with them 100%. They need to make it public as fast as possible. There's nothing in there that would give away the crown jewels of our intelligence collection capability, but it would reveal the abuse of process and the abuse by agents and the abuse by the Department of Justice. Right. And that kind of systemic abuse, that corruption of our justice system, is really at the root of all the problems we're facing now.
You know, I'm old-fashioned. I think at the root of corruption like this is raw, unbridled corruption. These are bad people doing horrible things in the name of the United States government. This is corruption that can't be tolerated. And I certainly accede to your suggestion that it's systemic, that it is part of the process. But these are the damn people who are giving this country a bad name and are hurting this nation's, our national security interests, and tearing up the Constitution as they do so.
And here's where it's so important, and frankly, the reason why it will now break open to the public. Before, you had Hillary people pointing at Trump and screaming, "Russia, Russia." You had Trump people pointing at Hillary. You know, there's a litany of things you could claim against her, all valid, frankly. But it was partisan. It was, you know, R's and D's battling it out.
You know, but
now we've had pointed out the corruption of the FBI and the agents and the corruption of the Justice Department. This is institutional corruption that's been leveraged by various, parties.
Well, let's turn to today's developments. And James Rybicki, the former chief of staff for James Comey, testifying again in a closed-door hearing. Right. What do you make of this?
I think what's interesting, if people go back and they look at Rybicki himself and his relationship with Comey, you learn a lot about Comey by learning who he surrounds himself with. And I'm not just talking about the sycophants who, for decades have told him he's a genius. Comey's the kind of guy who believes his own press releases. But the important thing is a guy like Rybicki, who's at a very senior position, essentially Comey's right-hand man, running the FBI. Do you know what Rybicki isn't? He isn't a special agent of the FBI. He's another attorney. And for folks in law enforcement out there, they understand the significance of that. The head of the FBI, as his right-hand man, doesn't have a seasoned professional law enforcement officer, a special agent, a gun and badge carrying person who's been sworn to an oath and has institutional knowledge and a career track in the FBI. No, he sits at his right hand, another attorney, and that speaks volumes. To me, at least, it does.
Let me turn to Steve Bannon now. Testifying, called in to talk with Robert Mueller, the special counsel, basically claiming executive privilege as he deferred his appearance before the House Intel Committee. What do you make of this?
You know, the question with Bannon is, which story do you believe? You know, he's done 180s now, I think, 3 times over. And so he has a credibility problem. He has, you know, you can't believe necessarily what he says. And of course, I think Steve Bannon's greatest instincts are always to protect Steve Bannon. So obviously there are privilege issues with respect to the president and the operations of the White House. I just think it's another smokescreen. You know, people will use it for whatever reason they want to, but it doesn't mean it's the truth.
And Judicial Watch, we're waiting to find out if a judge is going to order the release of those documents. We're out of time.
The Comey memos.
Yes.
Judge Boasberg is reviewing them in camera now, and that's only because of Judicial Watch. Otherwise, it would have been another one of these cases where, oh, we'll release it later. Now we have a judge looking at it.
And it can be released as soon as?
Stroke of the pen. Judge wants to release it, it's released.
Hurry up, Judge. It's about time to put some light on all of this. And again, as always, congratulations to you, Chris, and to all of the good folks at Judicial Watch. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Lou. Thanks.